Welcome back to another week's report for the animes. This week we have a couple of little things that are in addition to the fun things. We have 3 things that have been dropped this week. The first is Guilty Gear, because honestly that show should have wrapped up. The fact that it's still going is an anomaly. These shows, for the record, have all been dropped because they either seem like a chore to me at this point, or it seems like a punishment. I don't want to watch them. They're not being watched. So Guilty Gear is the first one. The second one is The Gorilla God's Go-To Girl. I would have loved it if this was actually a story that was like either female empowerment or showing how strong she gets without the need of these other guys. But no, it's turning into a classic save the girl, have all of the boys loving after her. Not my cup of tea. The third one is Maebashi Witches, which it could have been better. It could have been something that I enjoyed watching. It's just not. Like, all of the problems they have just seem so simple and one-dimensional, and I know that's kind of what teenage girls tend to be a lot of the time, but I don't have time for it. I just have to deal with enough of them while I'm at work. I don't want it during my anime. But speaking of teenage girls, let's get into our number 10 for the week, which is new to the list. It is Anne Shirley. Based on the 19th century book by the same name, this is the story of Anne Shirley, who gets adopted accidentally by a brother and sister. I say accidentally because they wanted to adopt a young boy, because then he would be able to help with the farm work. Part of me really wishes that Anne Shirley had have started helping with the farm work, but instead she is the optimistic, energetic, ADHD is all fuck girl who is just constantly thinking. She is the brightest girl in her school. She is the brightest girl in her town. And this week we got to see her go through this prestigious Queen's Academy, where she's going through a 1-year course to try and become a top-tier teacher. Because back then, or maybe still in Canada, I'm not sure, you had different levels of teacher. And she wanted to go top of the ranks. Then she found out, hey, there are 2 special commendations you can get at the school. The first is the Governor's Medal. I think it's some form of medal. And the second is the Avery Award, which this book made up, but is now an actual scholarship you can get for a college in Canada for those who exemplify Anne Shirley. And I love that. But we got to see Anne Shirley go off to this place, be homesick, especially for Diane, who is her best friend, in the green over there. And she does really well. She wins herself that Avery Award, and she is going off to a proper college, probably next episode. I need to point out, though, we have watched this girl grow from, I want to say, like an 11, 12-year-old, all the way up to, she's going to college next episode. I'm going to guess like 18. It's been a great ride to go along with her, and I genuinely recommend this as one of my top picks for anyone that likes slice of lifey, cute girls doing cute things animes. It's great. You know what's the exact opposite of that shit? My Hero Academia Vigilantes, which takes our number 9 slot. If you have not seen this, or have not seen the original My Hero Academia, this is a world with quirks. Actually, what the fuck am I talking about? If you're watching this, you've seen at least some of My Hero Academia. So, we are living in a world with quirks. We have some sloppy powers like Slide and Glide, where if you have 3 points of contact with the road, you can move really fast. Or, I can't remember her name, like Top Step or something like that. Top Step, who can bounce really high and not get damaged by fall damage, apparently. There are some characters that pop in from time to time, like Aizawa and Lady Midnight, I want to say her name is. But this week we got to meet Captain Celebrity, who is an American superhero basically excommunicated from America for being a womanizer. And more importantly, his wife found out, so he had to make a fresh start in Japan. Except his fresh start included college-age cheerleaders cheering for him, and every chance he got, and he expressed this to our main character, the Crawler, or the Crawler, he always takes the girl out because it's better for optics. Unfortunately for him, his wife saw those optics, didn't like them. So now we are experimenting with a much more half and half experience with the cheerleaders, or not so cheer anymore leaders. And yeah, it's good fun. It's great to see like this negative side of the hero, and also like actually see some ramifications for it in a normal way. Because if somebody's being a sleaze and their wife finds out about it, you better believe that guy's gonna try and stop being a sleaze, unless he really doesn't. Actually, either way, he probably doesn't care about his wife. Oh well. Next up on our list is Classic Stars, and by God, I can't wait for next week's episode. This week, we got to see Lieben, I believe he is. Get to see he's having issues trying to work out his position in the world, because he's starting to think that, is it me that people want, or is it just the gift? And is the gift taking over me? This is not helped by a member of Discord coming and talking to him by the name of Vivaldi. Vivaldi basically tells him, hey, probably is just your gift. Probably not so much you. And this guy was being a dick. Won't lie. But this wasn't the thing that got us this week, because Lieben basically told him, hey, no, I'm not dealing with this crap. I am me. I don't need your approval. We've met two of the three members properly of Discord now. We met Vivaldi. We met the older brother. The third member got named today, and Jesus Christ, was I not expecting there to be an ex-Beethoven in this list, and neither was Beethoven, and I need to see his hot-headed response to it. We also got to see a B-plot of, hey, Beethoven, you need to clean yourself better. And seeing Beethoven all silky smooth was fucking excellent. You know who wasn't silky smooth this week? Our members from Go Go Loser Ranger. So this week, we got to see the Monster Protection Society, I believe their name was. Which, why? These guys came to our planet to try and kill us all. Why try and protect them? The reason why? Because we're being run by one of those monsters. We got to see the unmasking of all 5 of the Rangers on national television, and we got to see Red lie off the handle and absolutely dome a dude. Sorry, no, he didn't dome a dude. He ripped the arm off of the head of the monster savior, whatever. But that also got live streamed from a different source. So the Rangers have basically been shut down. The bad guys have come out in full force, and we're about to see a massive showdown next week. This week is just half and half of, this is really fucking exciting, and we are setting up so hard for tomorrow, for the next thing. Either way, I am down for it. Speaking of us getting fruition for things, the 2 Perfect Saint this week, Jesus Christ. This week we got to see the princess's plan, not princess, she's the saintess's plan come to fruition, because she baited the douchey prince so hard. This week we got to see the prince organize a party, basically to try and be, hey, my brother, you should not support him. He is frail. He can't even come to this party. Dude rocks up. It's okay. Have a drink. Poison's a drink. It's okay. I saw it coming. I drank some antidote. It's alright. I'm just going to kill you anyway because Dad's already been killed. I sent assassins. No, you didn't. Well, you did, but our assassins are better than your assassins, and our assassins killed your assassins. But all of this was happening in front of all of the nobles who can't pretend like it's not happening anymore. And the best fucking part was, he's doing all of this. He tries to throw everyone under the bus and blames the priestess, blames the older sister priestess, smacks a guard out of the way. Well, not even a guard. I think he's meant to be a butler. Butler unveils himself. It's the motherfucking king. Just so many different spy versus spy moments. It was great. Ugh. On the flip side to all of that anime tension, we have Sunpok. Sunpok, we've gotten to see... I cannot remember names this week. We got to see our two ladies for this arc trying their... We got to see our main character and one of the larger of the ladies, because one of them is rather tiny, try and make the rest of the holiday as good for her as it can be. And they do. He accidentally tells her that he loves her, which I'm really hoping this is a reset of the summer and like showing the different storylines you could go down, because otherwise he left Suitcase like 2 episodes ago. What the fuck? But the fuckery of it is that after she finally gets the nerve together to tell him it back, she disappears. That's the last time we saw her that song. The fuck? Every time this guy confesses to somebody, they just disappear. His life sucks. But it's... This show is just so heartwarming and heartfelt. I just cannot stop watching. I would... If there were 3 seasons of this right now, I would have already finished all 3 seasons of it. Now we're going to get to the disappointing part of the week. Because, we got to be Hero X. And to be fair, this is still, what, 6th in our list? 7th in our list, even. This has been our consistent one. This is number 4 on the list. This has been consistently first every week until now. And it didn't drop 1, it dropped 3 slots. But we are following Lady Luck right now. I don't know what her actual hero title is, but she's the princess. She's our girl at the top. The musical sensation who her best friend is the Jinx, who apparently, I'm guessing, has the opposite power of her. There are some great things to this. Like, her luck doesn't always benefit other people. Because if she needs to be lucky, and that lucky requires you to not be, you're going to be unlucky. And that came in the fact that she needed to escape. So somebody else needed to crash a car onto the wall. After which she was picked up by the Hero Agency and is now a hero. And her heroing is performing concerts because her music apparently puts out luck to the crowd. This was a fun episode. This show is just so much hype so often that when we have a low episode, it just doesn't fit the rest of the show, in my opinion. That being said, it's still like an 8.4 out of 10. It's just not quite up there. You know what's consistently up there, though? Rock of the Ladies Modesty. This week, we finally got to see the Battle of the Bands. And man, let me tell you something. Our purple-haired lady over here, whose name I obviously can't remember, or for those in the verticals, down like there. Yeah, she did some shit. Their costumes in this were so mismatched because we had like generic punk, not even punk rock, generic attempting to be slightly punk rock in our blonde. We had almost Sex Pistols vibe, well, Sex Pistols fan vibe in the blue hair, we basically had her normal outfit for our throw-in bass player. She went full metal, complete leather, only bustier and shorts, studs all over it, metal spikes all over it. Loved it. Weird fucking choice though. Like, they even make a point to mention that in the show, that it was a weird choice. But that's not even the important part. The important part is we got to see these guys perform together. And it starts out with everyone trying to, like, go together and flow together. But that's not how these guys have been the entire show, like these two in particular, because these two thrive in chaos. So as they're going through, people are just giving them crap and ignoring them, and, oh, it'd be so much better if the girl with the white hair was playing guitar instead of this girl. She starts getting pissed, and by the end of it, she's just like, you know what? I'm not playing for you fuckers. I'm playing for me, and I'm playing for the girl on the drums. And she fucking shreds. They basically go Super Saiyan playing music, and it was excellent to see. Also, on the excellent to see things, we have the beer anime. I always just call it Ballpark. It is Take Me to the Ballpark, I believe. And I'm just going to grab my notes up because I actually took notes for this one. So, the first thing we had this week was Tommy the baseball dog. So, the first episode, the first chunk, because we always have our 3 chunks, was Tommy the baseball dog, who, our main girl came late because she'd fallen asleep too many times. Gets in to get ready. Her tries to come out. Tommy's staring right at her. And that's kind of intimidating because Tommy seems to be something close to a German Shepherd or a husky, something of that build. And he's just staring straight at her. So she starts throwing shit, and he's just fetch constantly. At one point, she throws a ball. It doesn't even make its arc, and he's just down. He also, I've put down that he has great Shogun energy because he's just there, serious, sensible the entire time. But apparently, every time they have a big game, Tommy brings the ball out so the mayor can take the first pitch. And I really appreciated that. Our second arc is about the merch, because they start a merch that's the sun is here, because they're the Matsu something sons. And I love it. I love the fact that one of the baseball players finds out some news about his wife, and another one of the English-speaking guys is like, hey, Sun is here. And he's just like, how the fuck did you know? And it's just such a stupid little joke, and it's so great. I like the fact that the main guys... Sorry, that's actually the third part. The second part is about the rest of the match, because our main dude, who we find out his name right now, because I just didn't remember his name. No, we just never learnt it until this episode, which I also did not write down. But this episode is the main guy drops his wallet, and Ruriko searches the entire baseball field trying to return it. I love the fact that his wallet, which is merch for the baseball team, is made out of the same leather as their gloves. That's a really nice touch. Because that way it ages and it expands just like Glovesu. That's excellent. But yeah, he gets called by his name for the first time. They get blushy. It's great. Yeah, that brings us on to our final episode of the week, I believe. Yep. Which is Windbreaker. And God, there was some absolutely amazing choreography in this episode. Dance fighting is some of the most bullshit stuff you'll ever see. This did it so well. We got to see the continued fight from last week's episode between the Red Light District and Furin versus the military mercenary guys from the dodgy part of town. Dodgy part of town. Because let's be real, they're in the Red Light District. They're kind of still dodgy. This week, though, we got to see the girl that they were meant to protect ran out to try and stop the fighting from happening because, hey, take me so that this is irrelevant. And everyone's like, no, that's just not how we're doing today. Jesus, was it such a good way to go with it. Because of this, the young Bofurn guys get put off to the side. And that's a great idea because that way we get to show off some of the other characters. Because with that girl comes our man, our muscle mummy man, whose name is escaping me. Tatsuki, I think. And her 2 lieutenants, because every one of the 4 kings gets 2 lieutenants working with them. His 2 lieutenants just happen to be brothers. And what happens is the 2 of them are so in sync. I'm pretty sure they're twins, that they just flip each other around the battlefield. The first moment of them coming into the fight is one of them both running, one flipping around and throwing the other one into the air. And as people are watching him fly through the air, his other brother is just like, hey, don't take your eyes off me, and punches him in the face. And because they turn to watch him, the other one, hey, don't take your eyes off me, and kicks them all in the back. And it's just so fucking well done. But our girl fighting, sorry, not girl. I always think this character is trans, not actually trans, just likes wearing women's outfits and makeup. Yeah. Dude can fucking throw down in heels. Because I swear to God, he impaled somebody this week. And it was so fucking good. We were this close to getting the sound from Fire Force coming out. But he gets into the big brawl with the big bad guy, and it's all well and good, all just blocking and until the other guy lands a hit and ruins his makeup. At that point, all bets are off. We're thrown down, and he goes down like that. It is not even a contest after you fucked up his makeup. Fuck, I love the show. But that's going to do it for this week. I swear these are getting longer and longer. If you like what you've seen, don't forget to hit that sub button. Give us a thumbs up down below. And yeah, let me know what we are most hyped for next week. But hey, I've been Faye. You've been awesome. And I'll see you all next time.